just take a look at the rhubarb patch now, and you can see that the leaves are starting to show and the stems are starting to grow outwards, so it's looking good. And the stump that I put in a large pot is also doing okay, and I'm expecting a number of stems to be pushing out through very soon. And this is the area where I demonstrated planting of a rhubarb root that had been lifted, cut up and planted, and that was a couple of weeks ago. It's looking good. Bring on rhubarb crumble. For those of you who saw the recent upload, early March update, I planted out the broad beans, and now we had a number of nights of threat of frost, and so what I did was, just as an added measure, I put this improvised protection up for it. I think it's worthwhile just taking a quick look at how they're doing. There we are. You can see that they look quite happy there. Naturally, I've done more sowings of broad beans. Let's just take a closer look. So I'm hoping your broad beans are flying if you've got them sown already. If not, get cracking. This is my patch of lemon balm. This is the cluster of lemon balm plants that I showed you last year, that we said we regularly pick late spring and into summer and autumn even, as a wonderful herbal tea. And I did say that last year that the plant that I showed you, which was this clump here, had been cut back earlier on in the year, and I thought I'd take the opportunity to show you what it looks like here in mid-March. Now you can see there are some dry dead material which I'm going to prune away, and underneath you can see new growth starting to emerge, so I'll get that cleared up. Just on the side here I've got a sedum plant that I was given, and this was the actual plant, and I left it outside. I didn't give it any particular care or attention, and just in the last few weeks it started to shoot new growth from the base, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this sedum develops. One of my neighbours on the allotment site has got a big patch of sedum, and he gave me a cutting from that, a plantlet, and it's looking all right. So I might use that to help increase the wildlife value of the site. But I'll get on with clearing up this material that I said I'd prune back. So after a few minutes of tidy up and clipping away, pruning those dead twigs and stems, you can see that it's revealed the new growth that will hopefully be wonderful lemon balm leaves that we add to a very, very refreshing drink. I love a cup of tea, and I can't do without my tea, but increasingly we've been turning to herbal teas, simple mint teas, and in the last few years drinking lemon balm tea. And It's refreshing and it's an alternative drink, and I believe that it's really good for people's health and well-being. But I would say the big thing is that it's just another alternative to things that you might consider growing. Lemon balm really is one of the most low maintenance food crops that we have on the site, and for people who want to grow things that requires least input, then I'd say have a go at this. It bounces back after winter. You just need to give it a bit of a clean up. Like I've said, just tidy up the dead material that's lingering after the cold period that we have, and give it a feed. It is going to benefit from something like a high nitrogen feed, but after that, that's it. Enjoy. So this is the blueberry plant that I featured a couple of years ago on harvesting blueberries, and I've transplanted it from the pot that it was in and placed it outside. Now this large cylinder is just to protect it over winter. I'll remove it, but we can just see new buds showing. So let's hope that we have a good crop of blueberries this year. It wasn't fantastic last year, but nevertheless, that can happen with fruit bushes and fruit trees from time to time. They have a good year and then they have a bit of a gap year. Towards the tail end of last growing season, I think it was late autumn, when I was clearing an area in the polytunnel, I found some small plants growing that I thought were digitalis, and I just potted them on and put them in this container. Now, on a couple of occasions during winter and recently, I've just given it a bit of a watering, and other than that I haven't done much with it, and it's looking like we're going to have some success here, and maybe I've got myself some free foxglove plants from volunteer plants that I found just growing amongst an area that we were cultivating. So we'll keep an eye on this and see whether or not we do get a nice set of foxglove plants. So after I've done that tidying up of the prunings, one option is to turn them into potash, but I'm thinking that I'm going to use these in a different way this year. Probably going to put these and bury them in a raised bed and then lift the soil level up like that. But as for these larger pieces, I'm going to use them as pea sticks.